Hey, so this is not a financial channel or anything, but I still think that it's important to learn how to manage your money and basically just not end up being poor in your mid-20s. So first off, I'm not a millionaire in any way, but someday I do want to be one. I'm currently 27 years old, so I'm past my mid-20s, and I made a lot of mistakes, right after I graduated acccollege. And so I want to share my mistakes and give out some advice to people in their early 20s or who are just about to graduate college, and that I think would help accumulate wealth as you progress throughout life. So even though I am a millennial, I do still have some net worth. So I'm not $0 or in the negatives. My parents didn't spoon feed me or give me all this wealth. None of that. So everything was basically self-made through discipline, through hard work, through just learning how to navigate through life. And I still have the average student debt, the $30,000 student debt that most millennials will be coming out with as they graduate college. I know, right? It's pretty weird. If you're coming out with no debt as you graduate college, you're already way ahead of the curve, at least compared to in America. So anyway, this is just advice for people my age or people graduating from college or people who are basically in the same age range as me. And it's probably important just because I'm not someone who's far off. I am at least relatable to you. I might just be a few years older than you, but that's a good thing. That just means that I've had experience a couple of years that you have not yet to experience. So I'm not some 60-year-old billionaire who's condescendingly giving out advice to peasants. No, I'm just some average normal person like you who has experienced this. And of course there are some financial gurus out there online. If you look up how to manage your money, you might see things Dave Ramsey and his baby steps, but that to me is a bit outdated because he is much older than us. At his time and his generation, what worked for him probably won't work for us too. So maybe Dave Ramsey, if you're watching, you should at least update to what's happening currently, to us students, to us, millennials, Generation Z. We can't listen to you because it doesn't work. Alright, so let's get into the video. So the first thing that you should know if you don't want to be poor in your 20s is that if you go to college, you should pick the right major. So don't choose some random major that doesn't have any value in the future. Don't pick an easy major just because you want to fly by college, or maybe you want to party. Just because it's easy doesn't mean that you're not smart enough to become a scientist or an engineer. Seriously, in the end, just pick a major that you enjoy. I know it's hard to you an 18-year-old that you should pick this major, and then at the time, being 18, maybe still maturing, that you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life as you grow older into your 60s. That's sort of impossible to do. But at least have some plan for your future. I mean, you're paying for college, so you might as well make those 4 years of crazy amount of student loans, $30,000, make it worth it. Because no matter what, you're gonna go to college, maybe you choose a major, you might stick with it in the future, but regardless of what happens, whether you drop out or you succeed and graduate, you're still gonna end up paying that amount. So don't wander aimlessly in college for 4 years and not know what to do. Come out at least learning something out of it. You paid $30,000 for it, you might as well get something out of it. The next one is have a 5 or 10 year plan. So see yourself 5 years from now. What would you be doing? Just picking a major, eventually you're gonna have to graduate, become what's called an adult that people are so afraid of. You gotta find a job, pay the bills, live your life, just the boring adult stuff that people do. And if you aren't where you are in life, if you don't have the right career or the right salary that you want, definitely do something about it. And it really all depends on your plan. So have a goal. Say I plan on going back to school to finish this class so I can ultimately become an electrical engineer. In year 1, I'll have to finish these 2 classes. By year 3, I'll become an intern. In year 4, I'll apply and get some years of experience. And then by year 5, I would have become a fully certified electrical engineer. So all of that depends on your plan. What are you going to do about it? If you don't have that plan, then you can never get started. You won't even know where to go. You don't know what to aim for. The third one is work harder than anyone else. I know it's common sense here. You reap what you sow. So if you don't put in the work for yourself, then no one else really will work for you. No one's gonna help you live your life because it's ultimately up to you. They are already, responsible and maybe stressed out dealing with their life, so why would they put in effort to work on your life? Basically, in the end, it's your life and your responsibility. And you are responsible for the outcome. The fourth one, find a side hustle or a hobby that pays you. So believe it or not, people will pay anything for basically anything. So yes, you actually can be an artist and make money. You can actually make money eating food online. You can make money playing games all day. People will literally pay anything for anything. So you just gotta find a hobby, something that you enjoy, and somehow monetize that. Or just put it online. Literally, me just speaking to you, like, I can get paid for this too. The fifth one. It's gonna sound really mean, but just stop partying. No one cares. So by now, you already graduated college. You're in your 20s. You know, you're eventually gonna get older, you're gonna reach your 30s. At some point, you gotta grow up. College is done. Frats, like, they're not cool anymore. Just stop posting like how drunk you were, because in the end, like, no one cares. You're only hurting yourself anyway. Again, it's like pretty common sense here. A doctor's gonna tell you should definitely exercise, eat your vegetables, you know, maybe stop drinking so much, don't smoke so much. Like, all these unhealthy habits are eventually gonna hurt you down the line. In the end, if you have like a long-term 5-10 year goal, like, why are you trying to hurt yourself? You already know it's bad for you, so like, again, common sense wise, just don't do it. Don't even start it if you know it's gonna hurt you 10 years from now. That's not in your plan. Your body's gonna suffer, you know, liver cancer, it's gonna hurt. Kidney stones, they're gonna hurt. Seriously, don't kill yourself trying to look cool or trying to impress people, especially if you don't enjoy it. Suffering financially and physically, it's not cool. Next is stop buying useless junk. Now, I get it. You graduated, you didn't have much money to begin with as a student, and now that you're finally working and making money, you want to buy those things that you've always wanted. I mean, now that you got your hands on money, like, you want to go out and splurge and enjoy yourself for once in your life. And okay, I agree with you. Definitely go out and have at least a budget as to how much you can enjoy yourself. But I warn you, one day you're going to end up buying more than you really need. You end up buying like useless junk, and it's just going to clutter up your room. And in the end, you know you're going to stop playing with it in like 1 month. So just like, why even buy it if it's only going to last like 1 month? I know I'm guilty of this too. Like, I went out and bought, like, say, a guitar, thinking that I'd actually, you know, have the time and the focus and the discipline to play the guitar, but now it's just sitting there in my closet collecting dust. I'm gonna tell you, that's a seriously expensive dust collector. You don't want to regret purchasing that in the end, especially if it costs thousands. The next one is put some money into retirement. So again, I understand you're young, you just graduated, you want to enjoy your life. You've been in school basically in your entire life, and now you want to splurge. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do some of that, but still remember, you have a future self. You're still gonna live, hopefully, 40 years from now. You don't want to, like, regret not having enough money in the future. Don't do anything stupid like overdosing on something or like dying to have fun. Like, just don't do it. Eventually, you're gonna wake up 10 years from now and realize, oh wait, I'm still alive. Wow, the average lifespan of a human is actually more than 60 years. So that means, if you're in your 20s, you have another like 40 years left in your life. Again, you don't want to be poor in your 60s and be like too old or too fragile to work, because at that point you can't work. You're gonna regret it later on, and eventually you're gonna have to work harder, but working harder on your 60s, like, that's just much worse, because you may physically not even be able to work. And lastly, learn to invest or like make money passively. Working on your hobby and finding a side hustle, you know, it's fun, but eventually you get to realize that you're putting the effort to do this. You're gonna want to put that on autopilot. Eventually you're gonna have to not put in effort into something, but still make money. You don't want to constantly be moving and like using your brain to put in, you know, your business. You want to get paid doing nothing. And that's the life. Getting paid just to do nothing. To learn how to invest, there's so much information out there online that can help you. So go out there and be responsible. Alright, that's all I have for this video. Honestly, it is really important to learn how to like manage your finances early on in life, because this is where you develop habits. You don't want to wake up 20 years from now in your 40s or 50s and have nothing with you. You don't want to work for the rest of your life because you cannot like financially sustain yourself to live. If you can develop these habits now in your 20s, then you'll have a much easier life navigating through life, being able to purchase the things that you want, you know, later on in life. So I mean, you struggle through school, you have the mindset of a college student, you're old enough to understand these things, so you might as well apply it in real life. Make your life easier in the future. The end goal isn't really to become like a millionaire, it's just to not be poor. So you don't necessarily have to win, you just have to not lose. Alright, so that's all I have for the video. If you liked it, then go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.